Hey, what's going on, guys? Long time, haven't put anything out in a while. A lot of crazy things have been going on, but I also wanted to kind of awaken the sleeping algorithm because I'm going to drop a track tomorrow. So please stick around for that. I'm really excited about it. A little short, but yeah, so just, make sure you're notified, you got the bell on and all that stuff. So I want to talk about Tommy Vext versus Bad Wolves today because I've been paying attention to this for quite some time because I've been following Bad Wolves for a while, and somebody who I can consider a friend, Doc Coyle, is the lead guitarist of Bad Wolves. We've actually talked a few times. He actually featured in one of my covers on my main channel in the Vermilion, and I did his podcast, X-Men podcast, which I'm a big fan of. I've been listening to it a long time. I always love, like, you know, there's people that you don't really get to hear that much talk in the metal industry, and then he gets those people, and I'm like, oh, like I've never actually heard them, or I don't know anything about them because so it's really cool. I really appreciate it. Now, and Tommy, I've known about Tommy for quite some time. Obviously, Divine Heresy, um, and I remember seeing, like, what was it? What is that song called? 10 Signs You Should Leave by Amir. I think he's in that music video. And so, like, he's always been kind of around. I'm like, and then he's doing a lot of stuff. And obviously, this guy's an amazing voice. And so, it was a shame when the Bad Wolves and Tommy Vex parted ways, and it really just had to do with political reasons, where Tommy became a hell of a lot more outspoken. You kind of saw him already have, like, this kind of mentality, and then it's like, all right, it is what it is. But then it got to the point, I guess it was just too much heat and too much negativity was coming his way, and then so it was like it's best for the band to just part ways with him. Like, it was kind of a mutual thing. I'm sure none of them really wanted it to happen, but it kind of had to happen, I guess, to, like, separate themselves from, like, the bullshit. But then, like, with a lot of split ups, things got really messy, unfortunately. A lot of unfinished stuff and a lot of accusations just because of, the controversies that Tommy Vex has been embroiled in, which isn't the point of this video. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of metal outlets have documented this stuff quite a bit if you wanted to dive more into things that have been happening. But it's just more of on the music side, the accusatory kind of thing that's been happening because Bad Wolves just released a single yesterday called Lifeline with their new singer, DL, from the Acacia Strain, which, I mean, when I heard the announcement, I was actually kind of like, whoa, I had no idea DL could even sing. And then, they heard a little things here and there, and I'm like, okay, that sounds pretty good. But, like, hearing Lifeline drop, and I'm like, yeah, this dude has some pipes, and I had no idea. I mean, hey, maybe there was some tracks where he was singing the Acacia Strain. I mean, I kind of fell off after a while, to be honest. But I mean, for their earlier years and stuff, like, man, the Dead Walk, like, dude, Whoa Shut It Down is on one of my gym soundtracks still to this day because it's such a just a perfect song for, like, just the intensity. And even though they have, like, a huge catalog, great stuff. Anyway, that comes out, and then there's just way more beef now, where Tommy is making claims about, like, hey, these are my songs, these are this, that. Some of these people had nothing to do with this stuff and everything. Sounds like a big mess. And one thing that I know, though, whenever there's a split like this and it's not just completely amicable, then there's always going to be problems with this. There's always going to be legal issues and legal battles and stuff like that. Stuff, who owns this and what can be used. And a lot of times, the thing that usually happens is, well, you were a part of this band, so the stuff that you wrote for this band still belongs in the band, so you don't get to take it with you. I know that happens a lot of times. Now, if somebody is the complete owner of the band, typically what they do is they keep that band and then they kick everybody else out, and then they kind of start over. What that reminds me of, like, Amir, right? Pretty much, Amir was just Frankie Palmieri for quite some time, and then he got all new members. He got Joshua Travis, and they kind of reinvented their sound a little bit, and it seem pretty strong now. It's still Muir, but, like, it's just Frankie, you know what I mean? And there's also countless examples of stuff like this happening, right? The devil, I mean, I can go on. And so it seems like that would have been the case, but I guess it's not like that. Like, it's not like Tommy Vex is Bad Wolves and I'm gonna take Bad Wolves. But what you do see is him touring as himself, and then with the Bad Wolf spelt like differently. So he's still kind of trying to, you know what I mean? It's just kind of muddying the waters and becoming a big mess. And the one thing that I really want to just mention is that I feel like it would be in the best interest of both parties to just not beef anymore. I mean, look, Tommy has been he says, like, you go on his Instagram and stuff, and he says that he doesn't say anything until stuff is brought up to him behind the scenes or online, whatever it is. But at the same time, it's like, well, nobody's forcing you to say anything, though. Especially, I'm not aware of anything until you say something. And then same thing with other members of Bad Wolves or whatever. Because there's like, there was a statement put out on the official Instagram and Twitter for Bad Wolves and everything, talking about Tommy and talking about some of the stuff that he's been claiming and some of the stuff that's been going on. But I got to tell you, it was one of the weirdest statements because it just mentioned a little bit of stuff. And then it was like, oh, but yeah, by the way, we're dropping some new stuff. It was really weird. It wasn't like a thorough statement about it. It left me, say, for example, if I didn't know what was going on with Tommy Vext, like if I didn't even know they were feuding, which a lot of people don't know. If you're just a fan of Bad Wolves in general and you didn't know all that stuff was happening and you saw that statement, you would kind of be really confused. Like, what are they talking about? Because it just left kind of more questions, and really it only did anything at all if you were actively paying attention to the dispute and the beefs. And so, in my opinion, if I were Bad Wolves, I wouldn't have said anything. I would have said nothing. I would have been like, dude, we just got to move forward. We believe in the project, the music that we're doing. We just got to move forward. We don't want to be embroiled in all this stuff. But, even if you think sometimes that, oh, it is unavoidable, I'm like, I disagree. I think people who want to beef will beef, and people who don't just keep their mouth shut. And so it seems like, little by little, like it's just everybody's still kind of heated over stuff. There was no like, oh, I wish you luck and all this kind of thing, even if maybe that was initially said. But look where it's led to, where it's just been a giant mess, and it's sad to see. It's sad to see because, yeah, I think Tommy is a fantastic musician, and it would be nice to just see him move on to a new band, fresh new thing, because he's gonna kill it regardless, just because he's a very talented person. He's got a look, a lot of people, has a lot of fans, but I don't know, maybe he'll just move into politics. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. And then Battle Wolves, obviously, they have an album coming out in October, and I'm assuming it should do very well. So it would just be nice to see people like this not beef. I always love seeing beef being squashed, like, say, when Dave Mustaine and Metallica kind of put their beef to rest. That was always nice to see, because you don't want to see, like, you're like, damn, I like all of these people. I'm not really worried about their politics and stuff like that. I know a lot of people are, but say, just as musicians, these people are fucking fantastic, and I wish they would all get along. So I kind of feel the same way about that. But anyway, if you guys know about this stuff at all, please let me know what you think. Let me know if you like the direction that Bad Wolves is going in. Let me know what you think about Tommy. But that's it. New music tomorrow. You guys take care. I'll see you in the next one.